Now you can see everything better.
Mm-hmm.
Say,
Yep.
say hi. Show your face, hubby.
Hey!
We don't know who Hannah is. She's so silly. Okay, so hi again, everybody. I had to get hubby to fix the camera on the tripod for me so that way you can see everything. We are very late, but it's okay. Okay, we are late, it's okay. First I said 3 o'clock and I changed that. I went on live and I changed it to 3 o'clock to between 4 and 4:30. And I had to prep some stuff because it makes it easier when you start prepping. So today, who is that right there? Hi Teresa Kaz! Happy Easter! So today what we're going to do, we're going to do a pork roast. We're going to do some mustards, kale, collards, turnips, 4 bags of goodness without the meat. So stay tuned. So what I have here is I'm going to start getting the marinade ready for the pork roast. And I'm not going to use a whole lot of seasonings, but you'll see. But again, if you want it, whatever season that you like to put on yours, you can put it on there, and then you can follow the rest of the recipe, okay? So what I have here, I have garlic cloves. I have 2 of those like sliced up. I have fresh ginger. I have like 4 of these sliced real thin, right? Then I have the red and orange peppers, the bell peppers. I have the onions cut up dice. I have fresh thyme. And if you can see here, I have the little pimentos, the allspice pimentos. Can you see all of that? That's the dry ingredients in there. Oh, wait a minute. I got something else. I have the green onions, the scallions. I told my husband to go to the store and get me some scallops. I have the green scallions, okay? All of this stuff is going to go in the Ninja, right? Now, the wet ingredients, I'm going to start with the wet ingredients, okay? Is a cup of orange juice, right? A cup of vinegar. You can use apple cider or clear. Hi, Cynthia. I use the apple cider vinegar because to me, the clear vinegar don't have that much taste. But let me just do a run through real quick, okay? And then I'll tell you what all I did, okay? So this is 1 cup. Okay, Cynthia, this is for a pork roast, right? And I had some dry ingredients in here: onions, thyme, bell pepper, the red and the yellow, pimento seeds, about 8, fresh ginger, 6, 5 thin slices, and 2 garlic cloves in here, okay? And I have the onions, the scallion onions, okay? So I put a cup of orange juice. Now I'm going to put a cup of the vinegar, the apple cider vinegar. And here is just a tablespoon. It looks big, but this is just a tablespoon of olive oil, right? And I have, I have a tablespoon of soy sauce. I'm going to put a little black pepper in here. Just a little. Okay, now I'm going to add my dry ingredients. Again, I have a tablespoon of brown sugar. I have a ½ teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay, so let me move all this stuff out the way. Now for me, I like oyster sauce. So before I put this on in here, I'm going to put it on the meat itself, okay? So we'll save that. So I'm going to put all my veggies in here now, okay? That's the scallions. And all the things that I just showed you, all this here, I'm going to put it into the blender. And this here is an easy way to spread it all over your meat. It's simpler if you ask me too. So I'm going to put all of that in there. And this is like a good marinade, okay? This is a really good marinade. Wait a minute, give me 1 second here. Where is it? Okay, here it is. Remember, I always say clean as you go, right? Makes it better for you. So, okay, I'm going to take and blend this stuff up here, okay? And then I'll bring the meat over so you can see it. And this You just want all the ingredients to blend in together, okay? So here we go. Let's get it blended. Wait a minute. I never used this thing. And I'm sure I'm doing something wrong already because it's not blended. Oh, okay. It would help to plug the right thing in. Okay. So how's everybody doing? Okay, so I'm going to start blending. And I like to stop just a little bit, you see? Just so we can break up like everything that's in here so we can incorporate things together. Alright, let's see what we got. I'm going to do it like one more time. See, you can see all the peppers, the garlic. You can see all the herbs in there. Right? Okay, one more. Okay, now that's that for that. Put this over here, and I'm going to get the meat now. Alright, this is a big baby right here. Can you guys see it? This is pretty big, right? So if you can see, I put some holes in it. There's a lot of these big holes in here that helps the seasonings get through to it. And back here, I put little slits in it. Because that fat, I put a lot of slits in there. That way the seasonings go from the front to the bottom. And all that stuff, you know, all this stuff right here that's marinated be incorporated in there. Some people put the garlic cloves in here. And they put the thyme in here. And what I'm going to do is just stick a little bit of thyme in these. Just a little bit. Even though I just used some for the marinade. But I'm just going to break up fresh thyme. And if you don't have fresh thyme or fresh ginger, you can use the ground ginger. But this sometimes is the best, right? So I'm going to break up a little bit of this and I'm going to stuff it in the holes as best I can. Because this is going to give you a whole lot of flavor. So let's put it in there. Just break a little bit off. And I have holes I'm not going to put the garlic in there because I have enough in the blender there. But I got some more holes in here. I'm just going to put it in there. This gives it a good taste. And the orange juice takes like a lot of acid out of your food. And it gives it like it's a really good flavor that the orange juice gives it. Okay, I think that's enough. I'm just going to throw the rest in here because it don't hurt. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I want to pour. Oh, that mixture. Oh my God, it smells good. Look at that there. See that there? It smells good. So I'm going to pour. Oh, wait. Hold up. I got to slow my roll a little bit. Remember I tell you about the oyster sauce? This is good for any meat. Pork or beef or poultry. Oyster sauce is so good. It's got its own flavor to it. So I'm going to put some of that on. And I'm not going to rub it in until I start rubbing the rest of the marinade in. Okay? So here we go. Just pour it all over. Man, that's some good stuff right there. I'm telling y'all. Right? And I use the gloves because I don't want all that in my nails. And listen, I'm going to make you laugh now. I went to the beauty supply store. And I got me some glue on nails. And I glued them jokers in there. Yeah, they stay pretty good too. Instead of paying all that money. Yep. So look. I'm about my coins. And I put this on so you don't get all in your rings and stuff like. It don't get all up under your nails. And ugh, you know. So this is better for me. So we're going to just rub this all in. And just rub it real good because it's going to go down in them slits I told you I just did. All this stuff, this good seasoning is going to go down in this splits. And I'm rubbing the oyster sauce in it. And I'm going to turn it around here. Can you guys see it good? Just give it a good rub. Right? Look at that. Give it a good rub. And this is enough. So, because this is a big piece of meat. So, that's why I did so much. Because it's going to cook to the meat. This usually takes about a good 2 hours too. But look, you want all that to sit in there. Okay, so I rubbed it in pretty good. And I'm just going to keep on just so it can get real good into the slits I made. That's going to be good. Look at that. Okay. I'm going to take some plastic wrap. And I'm going to wrap this and put it in the refrigerator until I'm ready to use it, which will be in about, after I show you about the greens, then I'm going to take it back out. Normally, what you want to keep it in for about, the marinade for about 2 hours, but since I put the slits in, it's not going to take that long. So there we go. There we go. So I had to walk around for a minute to get my signal back. Anyway, so I'm going to put this back here now, and I'm going to show you guys the greens. Let's see if I got that situated good. Okay, so I got this big pot because I have 4 packs of greens washed and everything. And then here I have my olive oil because I'm going to saute my veggies. And what I have, not a whole lot because I don't want it to take away. So I just have my, you can see my onions. And I have my bell peppers. I have some garlic in here because I'm going to use minced garlic too. And I'm going to slice some of these yellow onions up. I'm going to slice some of those up too. And I'm going to saute even the yellow ones. And with the other vegetables. And I'm going to put some minced onion. Let me put my minced garlic in here too. And then I have the rest of the ingredients, and we'll talk about. Now, once this gets heated, then I'm going to put the, let me get a spoon. I'm going to put the veggies in there. I have a spoon. I have a spoon. This is something, you know you have something and then you can't find it. Because I'm telling you, I just have a spoon. Oh, here it is. So, for those that just came on, I have marinated the pork roast. Now, if you want this video, you go to my YouTube channel, or you can go to Cooking in the Kitchen with Cindy, either channel. You can get all this, okay? You can see the live video, because I don't want to keep starting over, but you can get all this here. This video is going to be uploaded to YouTube. And I want to start just doing my videos on YouTube straight out, but I just wanted one more testing, just one more. So I put it on here. But that YouTube channel was Cindy Demps. You can find it. I have Facebook, In the Kitchen with Cindy, Cooking with Cindy. And I have this other thing too I just did. I did this group, right? And it's based, I think I'm going to shut the group down because it's basically the same as In the Kitchen with Cindy. We do kitchen table talk, spirituality stuff. We laugh, it's about joking. Venting, girl talk, Good kind of gossip, good gossip. We'll take a little not so good too. We're human. But it's a lot of fun stuff, and I put the recipes. I just put some dry rub recipes on there yesterday. There go my partner in crime, Candy. That's my partner in crime there. Yeah, so I'm heating this up now, and then I'm going to start sauteing now. Y'all like okra? A lot of people don't like it. Gotta know how to cook it so it don't be slimy. I'm going to do that later. And then I got this other thing called escovitch. It's a fish, right? A lot of Jamaicans cook this stuff, but it's a fish that you cook without the you don't put your cornmeal and stuff on. It's called escovitch, and you cook it. And I'm gonna do that later for you. And you use one of these Jamaican peppers. A lot of Jamaicans eat this stuff. A whole lot of different people eat it if you know how to do it. Americans love escovitch too and stuff. I got it from my sister. And one time I made some red snappers and I put some bell peppers and stuff and onions on it. I had no idea that was escovitch. But that's what it was. But it's not the whole recipe. Okay, I'm going to turn this down. Okay, so now I'm going to put the stuff in here. Again, that's onions, red peppers, yellow peppers, green onions. A little garlic is in there too. And here's the olive oil. I'm going to saute these vegetables now. Right? Just so they can just get a little caramel. That's all. You don't want them to get real softy soft because you got to remember they're going to go in and, with your water and your broth for your greens. So that's the first start of that. And then as I go along, I'll show you what I'm using. Now, me, I just eye my seasonings, okay? Because, like when you're cooking, you'll know how much you want to put in there. Some things I can tell you how much to put in there, depending on how much you're cooking. But when you're cooking a lot of greens, you got to just go for what you know there. I can't say, and I won't tell you to put a pinch of this, a pinch of that. I will say when it's time to do this here, to put a pinch in, okay? I will say that. Some things you just want to pinch up, and I'll tell you what those are. So, and now, you know, like I have mustards, collards, kale, and turnips. All in this pot with no meat. And let me tell you what makes it taste like meat as we go along. So, Candy, did you get a surprise today? Tugga, did you get a surprise today? She know what I'm talking about. And yeah, Christine, I talked to Mr. Steph last night. That's a funny guy. He funny. You know what he said? He said, yeah, you remember that time that I was threatening Christina? You know what I'm talking about? We laughed about that, but he's doing really good. He's doing really, really good. So we appreciate that for sure. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. Now, once I show you all this stuff, right? And remember, I just put that pork roast in the refrigerator with the marinade. I'm going to take it back out for you that just came on. Hey, Trader. How's Mom doing? This used to be my high school, my junior high school crush. Alexander! Ooh, he was everybody's crush, wasn't you, Alexander? Hey, Shawnee boy! I'm hooking up some greens, a mess of greens, baby. A mess of greens. That's my son, Sean. He's a cook, too. Sean be getting down. We was just at his house last week, and, boy, we brought the noise up in there. Huh, Candy? We went to the baby shower. Sean, I'm making all different kind of greens. And I just marinated this mean pork roast, too. I'm going to show you later if you're still on here. Okay. So now... Can you guys see the pot? I'm just learning how to use my tripod. I'm learning how to do this camera thing, so I'm just going to show you like that. And if I move all this other stuff out the way, I could probably bring you closer. Let me see. A little closer. Can y'all see that pot? Help me out. Can y'all see that? Yeah, okay. So that's, and I'm using the big pot because I don't want to keep switching and stuff, and I don't want to have to keep washing the dishes and stuff, so. All right, hold up. Let me turn you back that way. All right, so now that this is caramelized enough for me, so I'm going to take and put some water in here. Just enough to cover it, right? Whoa. Okay, that's just enough to cover it. I'm going to put some heat on it. I just spilled water on the burner. Y'all heard it? Okay. So now that I did that, I'm going to start adding the greens. And I have my heat now is on medium. Wow, I put the water on here. The water's sizzling like crazy. There we go. Messy me. All right, give me a minute. So, I'm going to put these nice and clean. Always take and rinse them off in the bag, just in case. They say they be washing them, but you never know if you see some creepy crawlers in there. So you got to make sure you just rinse it off yourself. If they come out the ground, ain't no telling bugs and stuff. I ain't with all that. Okay, so I'm going to put the ones that cook down first. I'm going to put the collards in last. Right? And then, you know, I'm going to tell you what. As I was rinsing them, I put my hands in here to make sure ain't no brown stems in here. Because there was a few brown stems in here, too. You don't want to cook that. Now I am going to put the kale in here, okay? Now mind you, no meat, but these jokers gonna taste like you put a ham hock in them. I'll be happy when I'm at this stove, boy. You're supposed to put a little love in it. Okay, now I'm gonna let that cook for a minute there. And I'm going to tell you these seasons, okay? So, I'm going to put half the seasons in now. And then as they start cooking down. Now, you remember I put a little bit of water in there, right? Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Now I have some chicken broth. And I have some Lipton cup of soup, onion cup of soup. This is the key to your greens, especially if you're not using meat. So I'm going to pour all of it in here right now. Right? And then I am going to take... Now I can tell you this right here. Everything that I'm getting ready to do is basically a tablespoon, not a teaspoon. Because remember, I got 4 packs of greens got to go in here, right? Okay. So, wait a minute. Give me a second here. All right. And I always take to make sure there's no juice coming from that. I don't want it to be full of garlic because your greens ain't supposed to taste like garlic. That's about a teaspoon there, right? Now, when I do this, when I tell you to use the Creole, use the Creole. If you don't use the Creole, use seasoned salt. Use sea salt. But if you don't have neither of them, you know, work with what you have. Sometimes I don't have it either, and I just work with what I have because I know it works. Right? So that's the sea salt. The Creole. And I want to put some onion powder. Remember I said you have to season it to your own. Excuse me. And I woke up with a cold this morning too. Excuse me, I let that, get to me. Okay, here's your garlic powder. Okay? Remember, be careful with your seasoning. Don't overdo it though. And that's all I'm going to put in there for now. Well, I'm going to put a little pepper. Hold up. Just a little black pepper. Then I'm going to go in here and make sure that my water is still where I can move this stuff around like, okay? And push it down, because as you're pushing it down and that water, your seasoning is going all through it. But this what I like to do, just take my hands. Before it gets too hot, I'll go down the bottom of my pot and I turn it over. Before it gets too hot. I'm hands-on. Okay. Give it one more turn. Do it before it gets too hot, though, on the bottom. That way you know your seasoning's in there. Okay. And now I'm going to put put some broth. Now, you know what's good, too? Beef broth. It bangs it out real good, too. Okay. Now I'm going to let that cook uncovered for a few and stuff, and then we'll come back to that. Remember I said clean as you go, though, right? Because then you don't have a whole bunch of dishes in the sink and stuff like that. What's up, Shawnee boy? Oh, God, this cold is hitting me. All right. And then I put this on medium so it can cook down kind of quickly. And then I can add the rest of the stuff and put the top on there. Let's see. Yep. There we go. And plus, so you notice when you put the water in here, your greens start going down anyway. So, but before it gets too hot, I'm telling you, good thing, take your hands and your gloves and turn your greens around. It ain't that hot. That's why I'm going to do it one more time. That way you know everything. Can you see that? That way you see all that seasoning. You're going to help it to incorporate itself quicker. Before it gets too hot, do it. Don't be sloppy about it like me if you can help it. Okay. So now I got some more room now. So in here is just the mustards and the kale. Now I'm going to add the turnips and the greens last, okay? And remember, wash these bags. Don't believe the hype. I'm just here taking tips for the greens and been waiting. That's my son. He cooks his butt off too. Both of my boys can cook. Yeah, it's always good that the kids can cook because he be whipping it up. He even cooks some things better than me. I said some, Sean, some. Now Sean gets down. He gets down. He can cook too. When he have to, he can bust it out too. All our kids can cook, really, right? Yeah. They act like they can't cook till they have to. Then next thing you know, they busting out meals better than you, huh, Sean? It's all good. Okay, so now that my pot is this full, I'm not going to put my hands down there. I want my gloves to pop off. But this is good. I have my heat on medium still. And I'm going to let this go down a little more. Once this cooks down just a little more, and then I'm going to take and I'm going to put the collards in there with the rest of the seasoning. And remember, I'm going to tell you the things that you need a pinch of. The baking soda makes your greens real tender. So towards the end, like your last hour of your greens, you just want a pinch of this, just a pinch. I'm telling you, your greens be real, real tender. Some people don't like the vinegar, but the vinegar is good. Let the acids down. It's good, especially when you're not cooking with the meat. It gives you a different flavor because here's the killer right here. Your liquid smoke. Liquid smoke. When you're making greens without meat, and you know, it's like takes the place of the fat, like the meat, your liquid smoke, and your vinegar. And a lot of people tell me, "Oh, you put sugar in your greens?" Girl, hush. Yeah, I do. I take a pinch of sugar, a pinch, to take the bitterness off, because I'm not using meat. A pinch of sugar, up to a tablespoon of sugar. Like, I have a lot of greens going on here, so I'm not going to use a pinch. If you was using like one bag of something, then you want to take a nice size pinch. I'm going to use me 2 tablespoons of sugar. Yes, sorry, bye-bye, yeah. And I'm using my vinegar. And I'm using my pepper flakes, right? And I told you about the Creole seasoning. This right here. Yes, sir, Bob. And y'all know I like parsley and everything, right? But not my greens. That's one thing I don't put parsley in. So I put it on my meat, though, so I'm going to leave it out. Then, a stick of butter. That helps the fat. If you had coconut oil, I don't have coconut anymore. If you had coconut oil and you put that in with this, it enhances the flavor, and that helps the fat, too. That makes you think that you're having meat, too, that coconut oil. Yep, so get some of that just to have in your kitchen and stuff. So, all right, let me see what's going on here. I hear it. So I'm going to take one here and one hand. See, but I'm not going down to the bottom with my hand. I'm going to the bottom with the spoon. And then I take and I turn it over. You see that? You don't have to. You don't have to. But it's just something I like to do. Okay. And I'm going to turn my pot, and I'm going to do it again on this side. Just with the hands. And you see I'm turning it over, and it's getting hot down there, so. Okay, I can hear it. I can hear it. Bubbly, 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 boo. I'm going to put some more water in here. Right? And then let's go get them collards. Okay. And here's the collards. So you got 4 things up in here with no meat. Right? You can't get them all in here though, okay? Watch your fire. I didn't see that one I missed. Watch your fire, okay? Because you don't want your pot, your water and your broth to cook too fast. And then down the bottom, your greens is burning. So watch your water. Okay, now I'm going to pour the rest of my broth in. This is going to have to start doing its own thing now. Don't use this whole thing of broth. That's a lot of broth. And another thing, your greens ain't supposed to have a whole bunch of water in because you done cooked out all the vitamins. You ever see people with a whole pot of juice in their greens? Don't do that. Don't do that, okay? You don't have to do that. If you cook with your temperature the right way, you don't have to keep putting that water in there. Now, once all this is, I'm going to put a top on that, right? And that helps it to steam it more. And then I'll be right back, and we'll do the rest of it. But, don't cook your greens with a whole bunch of even broth. Don't. All right, let me get the right top. it's at. I'll take the top off of here and put on there. I can't find the top, but this, oh, this is perfect. Look at that. Perfect. I had the biggest top. I know I couldn't eye it. So, again, remember I said clean up after yourself as you go along. So I had some macaroni and cheese that I had made, and I took it and put it in squares, like, and I put it in the freezer so I'm going to get that. But now, about this escovitch, this fish, I'm going to make that. And then I'm going to make, I'm going to bake a 7-Up pound cake, but I'm going to use Sprite. So I should say a Sprite pound cake, huh? Duh. Yep. And